The Whaler Guys. We are the Whaler Guys. I'm Jerry Irwin. This is Peter Hindle. You guys are the Brigade, and we are One Nation Under Green. A great night here in Hartford. Nice and warm out there, Pete.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm. Yeah, it's getting above the comfortable setting.
We were watching this video of Abbott and Costello tonight, and it really makes us feel like true Whaler fans. Mm-hmm. They're teaching. Bud's trying to teach Lou how to park a car, parallel park, and he says, okay, back up, go ahead. Back up, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's like we're doing. Okay, we have hope. Nope, 3 steps back.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we talk about the XL Center.
Yeah.
Hup, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell's going on.
Hartford is notorious. I think it's called the cha-cha. Because if you take 1 step forward, 1 step back, it's kind of like the cha-cha,
the exclusive clubs
Hartford
call it the cha-cha.
Has been done, yeah, Hartford's been doing the cha-cha for so long that it's a little ridiculous. I mean, if you caught the news today, there was big news about Aetna moving their headquarters. So this would be, kind of moving their corporate bigwigs over to the, New York area. And it seems like that's been in play for a while because it seems like they've been buying up real estate in New York in that area. And also, so they weren't like a huge sponsor of the Yard Goats. They weren't jumping in and, contributing all that. But the bottom line is, the silver lining, I should say, in this whole thing is the big corporations leaving Hartford for other cities, and Mayor Bronin said it best in his statement today. He said, they can't attract top talent here because, and we're experts at this part, because we don't have an arena that's not built within the last 40 years. We don't have any major entertainment options because the XL Center is not profitable, and you can't take your clients, your business clients. This is the corporate headquarters, now you're entertaining clients, you're trying to close this business deal. Where are you taking them to? You can't take them anywhere. You want to go to Yard Goats, a double-A ball, or do you want to go to, there's just, you got to go to the XL Center, see minor league hockey, the Wolfpack in this 40-year-old building with the buzzing lights and all this. So it makes sense, and I'm thinking that this will propel lawmakers to go, oh, hey, we need to do something to keep companies here. So
and keep young people here.
Yes.
We were lucky enough to be invited. I shouldn't say lucky enough. We were invited by some state officials the other day when Governor Malloy did another tour and press conference at the XL Center, and with the backdrop of the ice sheet being ripped up.
Right.
It was really great, and we appreciate being invited. Mm-hmm. We met with the press secretary for the governor, Chris Colby, very nice guy. But me and you were the only 2 who weren't media. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll let you tell the story because it turned into a Whaler Guy kind of exclusive thing.
So we got this invite, and we're told to be there, for 1 o'clock, 12:45. We'll set you up and show where to go. So we're all behind section like 103, 104 on that walkway, and they got it set up so the podium is the governor standing over this XL Center where they've dug out the access tunnel, which we've told you guys about, we've toured. There was an access tunnel underneath the ice that went north and south of the arena along the center line, and that was all ripped up, and guys are sweeping up and cleaning up that mess. And so we see Fox 61, we see NBC, ABC, CBS. Everybody's there, and then there's Jerry and I, and we're getting the looks from some of the people. Max Reese recognized us. A couple of people said hello, they kind of recognized, but everyone's like, why are these guys here? But it's clear that we were brought in because we're the only positive promoted people about the XL Center, because the governor really, in this whole bunch of questions, he was getting asked questions about unions and all these things that were unrelated to the XL Center. So I'm raising my hand, and just by luck, the press secretary for the governor points to us, essentially, and says, let them ask questions. So the governor goes, who are you? And we've got this on our Whalers Brigade page, so if you want to check it out yourself, the whole video. So the governor goes, who are you? And then he gives a wink. And I say, we're HPA TV, we're the Whaler Guys. And he goes, I know who you are. So the governor knows who we are. And I proceeded to ask him a question about the XL Center and the 1 million people that have been in this building and over the last 2 years, what kind of impact would it be to the region, trying to explain to this media that they don't seem to understand that this building is very important to the region economically. So the governor got to get a little spiel in there, which was great. And we were interviewed by NBC 30 afterwards with Max Reese, and we got some statements in there. But we were the only guys that are that realize the impact of this building, that are pushing it positively, and the media just doesn't seem to grasp that to me. And that's just my opinion, but
correct me if I'm wrong. Max Reese, Susan Raff was there. Fox 61 was there. What bothered me was their agenda was not to push the Excel Center that
Right.
day. Because when I watched all the reports that night, I was very disheartened that they were so anti-Excel Center
Yeah.
on all the reports. Yes, we appreciate Max reaching out to us and giving us an opportunity to voice pro Excel Center and the reasons why. You did a great job with the statistical data, as always.
Yeah.
But watching it at night, I was disheartened that there's not more people. And yes, it is a very touchy subject in a time where the budget is very, very bad. But you know what? Come on, this is the one piece of property we have to keep alive in Hartford, just like you said, to attract people downtown and people to remain here in Hartford. And it was just like either the producer said you got to go this way or they went this way. I don't know where it came from, but I was very disheartened at the end of the night. I said, you know what, we're dead in the water on this.
Yeah.
But, you know, as you said in the off-camera show, June 9th is when we're going to find out about potential investors that are willing to step up to the plate to assist the state in getting this job done.
Yeah.
What's your thought about that?
Well, I think that, you know, we both said this, you know, it'd be weird to publicly announce a date, June 9th, for what they call, I think they're RFQs or RFPs, which like request for
RFPs.
RFP, request for proposal, which means, you know, someone saying, hey, we'll kick in X amount of dollars if you give us X amount, maybe the concessions or the parking or some kind of advertising revenue or, you know, something along those lines. So I don't think they would announce this date if they, you know, had nothing to show. They announced a date.
It's like bragging about something you don't have.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, it's like if we said, hey, we'll tell you if the Whalers are coming back June 9th. Well, we already know. But I mean, you know, if there's no good proposals, there's no point in announcing a date, in my opinion. And we know the legislative session is supposed to end June 7th. We've heard some things that might be extended because you know how things
special
are.
sessions.
Yeah, special sessions.
Not so special sessions.
Yeah, it is the worst time for this. But I agree with Jerry that you know, the media likes to play this. Oh, guess what? The Excel Center, and you, the taxpayer, are going to pay for it. Well, you, the taxpayer, own this building. I own this building. You own this building. We all own this building. So if we all owned a car together, and the transmission starts to go, and the news goes, oh, you're going to have to pay for it. Well, yeah, it's your car.
No
it's your
kidding,
car. Now, if this
jackass.
building belonged to, let's say, you know, Spectra or AEG or one of those other arena companies, they would be paying for it. But we have to fix this building, and then let's sell it. Let someone else make it someone else's headache, you know, after that. You know, because these arenas are going to need upgrades every 20 years. That's what it's going to be. But right now, it's ours.
And you know, there are politicians out there that say, why doesn't private investors just take it over?
Yeah.
Because what they're going to do is if they take it over, they're going to sell the piece of property, and then we have nothing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't like that idea. That's
Yeah.
my opinion only. You could have another opinion, but you
Sure.
know what? No, it's ours. Let's deal with it, get it done, and keep it marketable, and make it marketable. You
Right.
can't make it marketable right now in the current state it's in. And then you throw in the next curveball, which is you better stay marketable or Springfield's going to step all over you.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
saying that we can't work in conjunction with Springfield up and down that 91 corridor, the Knowledge Corridor,
Yes.
because people will travel down on a train to Hartford next year because they can.
Yes.
And you know, when they come down for an evening at the XL Center, a concert, dinner, whatever it may be, we'll have an XL Center to promote and get people out. You know,
Yeah.
it has to be done. And like I said in the Channel 30 interview, if this goes away, just roll down the doors in Hartford, lock it up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a ghost town, and then we get into the broken windows theory. What's going to happen after 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, I know. If the XL Center goes, you know, I hope that Hartford's happy because they're going to get 30 years from these two guys going, told you.
Yeah,
Told you.
right.
And you know what? I won't spare it at all.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's new problems with the well, you let the XL Center go. Told you. You know, it's the same thing with New Haven. I haven't been to New Haven since they tore down the arena, not out of spite, from the simple fact that there's no reason to go there. There's no events. There's there's a parking lot where that building was. Should I go there and just park and say, hey, this is where the New Haven Coliseum.
Just like Peter DeMolly said on our show last week, and we have to thank Peter for coming on. He was a great guest.
yeah.
He brought out a wealth of information on our show.
Yeah.
Hartford has the best restaurants in the region.
Yeah.
That includes outside of New Haven.
Right.
So the only people going to New Haven are the people who live around New Haven.
Yeah. And people
We
who like
attract-
cardboard pizza.
I haven't tried it, so I
Yeah,
can't say.
no,
But-
I can't either, so I got to take that back.
Right. But, you know, we have a great gem downtown.
Yeah.
With the business community. They're great people. I mean, look at, Jerry who owns the cigar shop, the tobacco shop. You have the guy next door, Chris, who owns the barber shop. These are hardworking people who rely on business from the XL Center and the business downtown. So with Aetna leaving, hopefully they bring someone else in. We can maintain a big business downtown. But again, you have to have places, like you said, to bring your clients to games, entertain them. You can only go to Max's, and it's a great restaurant, so many times. You know what? Take them to a ball game, whether it's a basketball game, a hockey game, other events at the XL Center. We need it. Businesses need it. We need the corporate sponsors to step up and help out with the XL Center. And that might happen. We don't know.
It's a shame that there isn't. It's almost like people walking blindly through this, not realizing, you don't know what you got until it's gone, type of thing, and that's what's going to happen.
We know what we lost with the Whalers. People are pissed off because you know what, we lost the Whalers. Well, we lost them. We know what we had. And yes, if we get them back, I know the fan base here will support them. It's going to be the same thing with the XL Center. But you know what? If there's no XL Center, don't worry about anything else either. And it really fries my behind that we are actually talking about this. Because this should be a no-brainer to have it done. It's a long-term investment. That's what it is, an investment. Just like the governor said the other day. I'm not talking politics. I'm talking about what he said the other day. What he said the other day is this is a long-term investment that has been neglected for so many years. So now it's do or die time. And if you're willing to let it die, shame on you, and you can go fry your behind. Because it irritates the snot out of me.
It is. It's really. It's just funny like that. I mean, it's an investment on a return of the city. You have so many things where Hartford's trying to climb out of this. They got the Yukon coming in and all these other things, and the trains. We're going to get to 15, 17, 25, and then just to go. Well, the XL Center. I mean, that's a perfect hub for this whole thing. You can even get MGM to send people this way if there was an NHL team here. And then MGM could comp people, say, here's some NHL tickets. You can take the train 25 minutes down. You're at the XL Center. You can take it back up. So I can't see how everyone cannot see this is an opportunity.
The other thing is, and this said to me the other night by a reporter, and this irritated me. He said, well, all these towns don't want to contribute money. Well, let me tell you, when the Whalers were here, the top towns that had season ticket bases were Farmington, Avon, Simsbury, West Hartford. Now look at youth hockey. Where are all those people living? They don't play hockey. There's not too many youth groups in Hartford itself. It's all the suburban areas. And as I recall, and you probably recall because we're there, Wolfpack, Yukon, what do you see? Youth hockey teams coming to hockey games. So how are you going to promote your kids to go to the next level if we don't have hockey in Hartford? Or basketball with Yukon. It's great for the kids to bring their teams in. The Brownies, the Girl Scouts, they have all those nights that the Wolfpack do a great job with the group sales. This is all part of suburban people enjoying Hartford. So when people say it's not the suburban people's dime, no, it is, because you bring your kids to the hockey games. Holy Jesus.
I know. It's almost like the media there. I'm thinking, I'm like, so the media is, not into the XL Center. So that means that they would rather spend their time interviewing Barry Manilow than, say, Rihanna or, another big name act, because that's who's coming to the XL Center. Everybody who is way past their prime, because that's the only way they can make money. They can make money off the XL Center because it's a building that, first of all, needs events. But, none of the hot, items and entertainment options are going to come to Hartford because they can't make money there. It's just like anywhere else. I mean, if you're going to go shopping at, the different grocery stores, you're going to pick one over the other based on the fact of how much money you could save and their options. It's just like that with any business. So the fact that no one can see this, and it's been 40 years, and then, we hear things about education and all these other, I get that. But those are issues in every budget every year. We have not done anything with this building in 40 years. That's a long time. That's a long time.
And, I agree with what was said. It's been neglected. And you know what? Shame on all of us for neglecting it. But now we're at a situation where we have to fix it. And shame on the people in the legislature who are turning their nose to it because their town didn't get this or this town. Well, all your kids go to the XL Center. You go to the XL Center. And you know what? It's all of our responsibilities.
Right. And even if you don't go to the XL Center, that doesn't matter to me because you're not putting money into the XL Center so you can go to events necessarily. You're doing that so the region can, and the region benefits from that. Because I'll tell you, if you think taxes are bad now, wait until more of these companies leave and the XL Center doesn't have events and there's not parking and there's not these things downtown. We're all going to have to carry Hartford, and it's a mess right now.
And
so
the governor said it best. The NCAA wants to come to Hartford.
Yeah.
They're not coming because it's a great place to play basketball.
Right.
Gino Auriemma said the place sucks.
Yeah.
You know what? But the NCAA has faith in Hartford as a place where they can make money.
Yeah.
And you know what?
God bless them. It's a risky.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? They signed on for the Division I basketball and the lacrosse at Rensselaer Field.
Right.
So obviously someone believes in Hartford.
Right.
Now it's time for us to believe in Hartford. Peter and I believe in Hartford.
Yeah.
We see the potential Hartford has with all the pieces of the puzzle coming together.
Yeah.
The last piece of the puzzle is the XL Center.
Yeah.
And you know what? Once you do it, we're committed to it. Let's do it. Let's move on. And then, unlike some pages out there that love to dwell on the gloom and doom of certain cities, you know what? Focus on the future. Just like the ballpark. It was a terrible situation to get the ballpark built.
Yep.
But now that it's here, celebrate the ballpark for what it is.
Yeah.
Families, people going to games. Facebook is loaded with all kinds of posts of people at the game. I saw a couple posts that people were taking the fast track from Newington into the ballpark.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's the whole point of it.
That's another piece of the
You
puzzle.
couldn't do that a
is
couple years
Connecticut
ago.
fast track.
You couldn't do that a couple years ago. Take the fast track and all that.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
It's another form of transportation. You don't have to pay for parking. It's $3 round trip. Come on. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and we did hear, and these are the rumors, but we did hear that there were some NHL attorneys in last week. And when we were at this press conference in Malloy, make no mistake, SCI was there. That's the group that's doing the renovation plans. Murray Bainen's the head of that, and he did the MSG, and he did the LA Forum and all these other arenas. They were all there standing behind the governor while he's giving a speech. I'm no genius, but I don't think there's any way in hell that they brought all of those people in just to sit behind the governor for a press conference for 30 minutes. They were probably meeting about things and what needs to be done and this, and so there was more to it than just that. There was some things on the Hartford Whalers current message board assuming that something was probably going on at the governor's mansion that last week. Now we don't know that for sure, but let me tell you, all of the big brass was there. You saw it too at that press conference. It was there. Bob Saint was there. Kim Hart, the director of venues, was there. Murray Bainen for SCI was there. I mean, they were all there, and the media did show up and. Even though they were kind of lackadaisical and ho-hum and all that and stuff, but at least they did show up. We give them that much credit. But we were happy to get on NBC 30, and as far as I saw, we were the only ones that were positive, about this whole endeavor. So I guess they called us for a good reason. I mean, it's like we had to put out the bat signal, and we had to come in there.
Well, hell, I'm glad they called us because nobody else was sticking up for anyone.
Oh my gosh, it's like people don't even love the place they live. It's just a.
All right, enough of this. Get all fired up.
So
it's getting hot.
Let's talk about. So you've seen some of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you've seen the games that started, and then heard about the catfish. A Nationals fan threw a catfish onto the ice in Pittsburgh, and of course he was hit with all these things because But if you had thrown something that they liked, But anyway, so we got a tip from one of our listeners, followers, Michael Anthony Lombard, who said there was a fish thrown on the ice at the last Whaler game at Dineen's almost empty net goal, and I said I didn't remember that, so I went to the tape. And we found it, and thanks to Michael for that shout out. And sure enough, somebody threw a carp onto the Hartford ice when Dineen had shot at the empty net, and the puck did go on the goal line, but it didn't fully cross it, But anyway, the horn went off, and the next thing you know, here comes this carp flying out onto the ice, and we got pictures. So that took off. We got several thousand views of that. People were sharing it and stuff. And so before there was the Nashville catfish, there was the Hartford carp. That was 20 years ago, and that wasn't a one-time thing. There had been some fish thrown on Hartford ice before. So, but we were happy to see that and got a lot of good luck out of it. Yeah.
We really appreciate the feedback that we get from you guys. You send us messages, questions, and we get to them as quickly as we can because we actually do have real jobs during the day, and we play the part of us two guys on Wednesday nights. But it's great, the feedback, the pictures you guys send. Please continue to send them. We are doing our best to keep up with them. Matthew Barry and Gabe Rosa are our social media guys. Gabe Rosa does usually the Whaler of the day. So if you want to shout out to Gabe, send him a message. And Matthew Barry is our social media genius, so send out a message to him too. Great guys. They work really hard for very little credit. We try to give them as much credit as we can.
Yeah.
No, they're not getting paid. We're not getting paid. So that's it, Matt. You're
Yeah.
not getting paid. And Gabe, that's it. Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I was watching. I've wanted Nashville to go all the way just because.
Yeah.
Total Cinderella team.
Yeah.
And they've made it. They have a great core of players. And then you get into Pittsburgh. Now, I don't want Pittsburgh to win for the simple fact that they won last year.
Yeah.
I want someone new, especially Nashville. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States.
Yep.
They have a rabid fan base.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious when they score a goal. Tim McGraw sings, I like it, I love it,
Yeah,
I
that's
want some
terrible.
more of it.
That's
No,
like
it's not.
the
I
worst
think it's
goals.
great.
Oh,
Oh, cut it out.
That is the worst. I mean, nothing
besides
is
the
worse
brass
than
band-
90s pop country.
Cut it out. You are the
They need to switch that right now to a Johnny Cash tune.
Oh, stop
and
it.
make real country real again. You know?
Good. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, because the XL Center's 40. You want Johnny Cash on.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Gordie Howe had sung a song and we'd have it play for.
Of
in
course
Hartford.
we would, because it's
So,
Gordie Howe.
Yeah, so have a real country artist, a real country
Okay,
star.
That's
you
not
know?
that twangy
Yeah.
stuff has to go away.
Well, I'm just saying, I like it. I want it. That's on.
Well, you don't even know the song.
That's wacky FM DJ stuff.
Oh,
you know.
cut it
You know.
out.
But anyway, they've done very well.
They
There's
have.
16th seed.
They were.
Think
and,
about
and
that.
The other thing is, last night, or the other night, they lost 5-3.
Yeah.
Like we talked about in the off camera show, Subban had a shot from the point, and the guy has a phenomenal shot.
Yeah.
By the way, watch ESPN's E60, it's called. They did a whole thing about PK Subban and his wardrobe. It's really great. I like the guy.
Yeah, I do too, and he's fun to watch. And I'll tell you what, that was a horse hockey call. If I ever saw one, you cannot definitively tell.
Horse hockey.
You cannot definitively tell that he took his skate off the ice before the puck crossed it. That was ridiculous because it has to be definitive. You have to look at that and go, oh, absolutely.
Right.
There's no way the blade is this big. You can't see that.
Nope.
I mean, there's
They
no.
took that goal away. The
Yeah,
other thing that really irritated me
Yeah.
was Sidney Crosby jumps off the bench,
Yeah.
interferes with a guy,
Yeah.
makes it a 2-on-1,
Yeah.
and Pittsburgh ends up scoring a goal.
Yeah.
But God forbid you call a penalty on Sidney Crosby because you know what? He's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Treat him the same as you would Connor McDavid
Yeah.
or Malkin or
Yeah.
anyone else. Nope, he's a protected person. This is my opinion only, not Peter's. He's a protected person, and you know what? They kiss his butt.
Yeah.
And it has to stop because it's not fair. And you know what? Treat everyone the same.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that with Gretzky, you know.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
And, I think I still want Nashville to win. They really have to win the game tonight.
Yeah,
They have to get at least one win in Pittsburgh
Yeah.
to make it a decent series.
Yeah, that would be bad because, when the first team wins the first two, when the team wins the first two games of a series, more than like half of the time they go on and win the series, they have to win. And, I think Nashville can do it because don't forget, they went down 3-0 and it looked like,
Right.
But they did. They were able to come back. They're not a team that gives up.
No.
If you want a Whaler connection, Kerry Wilson's son is a Nashville Predator. He was a great Whaler that they traded away stupidly twice to two different teams. Kerry Wilson was great. And then on the Pittsburgh, you got two Connecticut guys. You got Ron Hainsey and Nick Bonino. And so that's kind of, a cool thing.
Bonino had a great goal the
Yeah,
other night.
Bonino has
He
been
had a
well.
one-handed goal, just went
Yeah.
right in.
So-
The other connection is Stu Grimson is the color analyst
Yes.
for the Nashville Predators.
That's right.
So the Grim Reaper could
Probably.
be getting that ring if they get their
He
stuff
wasn't
together.
a Whaler long, but man, he has to be the most feared.
Oh, yeah.
Enforcer the
I mean, he
Whalers
was a
ever
great
had.
he was a great fighter, but
Yeah.
when you look at length, Torrey Robertson is the man.
Yeah, Torrey Robinson's the
Yep.
guy that we always remember the
Yep.
most, and he wasn't afraid of anything either.
No.
It's a shame that he ended up breaking his leg, I think, in the, 87.
Yeah,
That kind of hurt his career a little bit,
Yeah.
and then he went off to Detroit.
Yep.
And, we'd love to have him on the
Oh,
show.
sure.
Boy, that would be a blast.
It would be. And, you look at where we're going and what we're up to. Remember, we still have a little hope holding out for the Whalers license plates.
Yes.
We haven't heard anything lately.
Yeah.
We realize they're very busy in the state
Yeah.
legislature, obviously with the budget and
Yeah.
trying to get the stopgap in.
Yeah.
But, please remember, we're still trying to knock on
Yeah.
the legislators' doors to get them to approve our license plates because
Yeah.
you know what? We have to get this done because we are Whaler fans and
That's
we
right.
need to sit out there and we have to get them on our cars.
Right.
You could have the biggest piece of crap car,
Yeah.
but you know what? You might as well be driving a
You're right.
Rolls Royce with our Whaler plates.
Right, and it's for charity. It's for the children, so there's no
That's
reason
right.
why we shouldn't do
The
it. But
Connecticut Children's Medical Center.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a wrap up from Jose behind the glass. Thank you, Jose. You're
Yeah.
a great guy. Hell of a haircut, too.
Yeah.
So next time on the Whaler, guys, We are the Whaler guys. You guys are the Brigade, and we are One Nation Under Green. Bring back the whale.
Keep punching.
That's right.